I guess the other thing that I've noticed is like that kicked off a few weeks ago was the grassroots program for ANZ for Twitch. That's been really, really good at getting streamers noticed from down here, putting them on that front page, getting them exposed, getting, helping them. It's good. I think they've needed something like that because it's obviously Twitch is heavily saturated these days, but it is good to see that people from other countries outside of the US and the bigger European countries get some support. So yeah, it's been really good.
It has been really good. There is one thing I did notice. Maybe not especially recent, but the whole Apex Twitch ANZ challenge thing that was going on with streamers. I don't know too much about it, but I saw
it happened today, so I think it just finished.
Oh, is it happening today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Tried to have a look at scores, but I couldn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but this is what it was.
Yeah.
These are the streamers that were playing. Hey,
teams from Japan, Taiwan, Thailand, and OCE are taking part.
Yeah.
1 kill,
Slickflow,
point.
Kiki.
That's crazy.
A lot of names I know. It's cool. It's great when they have like a new game like this and automatically Twitch is already on top of it, trying to get streamers involved and yeah.
See, it's especially nice because they actually, I feel like it's refreshing and a little on purposefully undersaturating the esports scene. Apex Legends does not have a massive esports, it's still very new, it's still developing. Yeah. So it's nice to see them kind of stick away from getting doing a Twitch thing with professional teams or professional players or pushing for a tournament.
Yeah, and it's also just good to see that they're not they're remembering ANZ and they're giving us a chance to show off our streamers and
exactly. And that part is always going to be great for us. But it's just I'm just really happy with the fact that they're sticking away from doing like a massive esports tournament. They're just going, people who enjoy playing the game because they enjoy playing games, we need to promote them.
Yeah,
and it's really nice. It's really refreshing.
I think they'll get tournaments eventually, but it's probably down the track once
it's going to be long down the track.
Yeah, once the developer gets everything sorted.
Like Fortnite. For Fortnite, we're still waiting on some massive things to happen.
Well, the World Cup's happening now, which is massive, but Fortnite still are trying to figure out how to do esports.
Yeah, it's sort of there's still no.
Even the servers,
they're not great. There's no regulation. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go, especially after watching PUBG.
The point system, the balance issues, everything's a bit.
It's a little off. Battle Royales are hard because of the player base, or the player limit sort of thing.
Well, I mean, Battle Royales in particular are especially hard to get an esports scene off the ground because their lifespan is so short. Like, people get bored of Battle Royales at the moment the next Battle Royale comes out. It doesn't even have to be incredibly good.
I think the nature of the game in general doesn't make a good viewing experience. So when you think about what a BR is, it's like you start with 100 people. There's action going on across the whole map. So if you're a viewer, you can't watch everything. You're going to miss stuff. So that's just not good. If your favorite player is on one part of the map and you want to watch him and the cameraman's following some random, that's not fun. And then at the end, Fortnite's crazy. There's shit going on all over the place. You can barely tell what's happening. There's nameplates.
There's building everywhere.
The whole screen is just nameplates, and then it's building and once you get down to the final 10, you can definitely see a lot of skill, but
it's more a lot of who can blow up stuff the quickest at the end of.
It's totally different,
especially the pro scrims.
Yeah, it's totally different to CS where you can tell where the action's going to be and you can go directly to that player's point of view and see really sick plays.
Yeah.
There's only 10 people in the server. Most of them are just holding an angle, so you don't that's kind of boring, and you can see where the action's going to be. But with Fortnite, there's just so much going on then that's same with PUBG, same with all the other BRs. It's just impossible, I think, to make it a really crisp viewing experience. So they're kind of getting better. Where I watched the last tournament, I think it was in Katowice, the ESL one, and they did a lot of replays, which was great because I'm assuming that they've got a lot of different observers who are watching different areas, and then when something cool happens that the mainstream missed, they get a replay of that and then they show it like 30 seconds later, oh, this just happened, like this guy killed him and this is how it happened. That's what you need to do to make this viewable, is do a lot of
100%.
replays so that
you need to be able to quickly cover the content that everyone misses.
Yeah.
And there's no way to cover all that content only one big go. Like having there's especially in PUBG, there's 4 people on a team, and there's a maximum of 100 people. That's 25 teams, and
it's too much to watch at one time.
Just too much. Like Bouncy just said in the stream chat just there, for tournaments in PUBG, they had streams for each individual team that you could watch, but it became too much. They realized, and it was unrealistic. And that's completely 100% what would happen every time if they tried to cover all the content in one go. You need to have observers watching the teams. You can't stream all of the teams all at once because as they tried, it's just too unrealistic. But you need to have people there like watching the team so that they can go, oh, that was cool, that just happened, or that was a play.
Well, it needs to be built from in-game, I think. So I think that from the developer needs to input a viewing system where you can log in game and go to your favorite player and just you watch in game, and it maybe it ticks as a viewer on the stream or something. But I mean, CS does that with HLTV. Overwatch does that now, where you can buy like their premium pass, and it gives you can go to a certain player's perspective and just watch that player. So
I saw that.
Yeah, like that's
for the
amazing.
Overwatch
That's
League?
what you need to do to Fortnite to make it like if you're only a fan of one team, that you can only watch them the whole time.
Yeah.
And maybe you can input like that you have a certain chat where like all those people that are watching that player have a different chat, so you can just talk amongst yourselves or something like.
It's almost sort of like segregated viewing chat rooms more than it is
like
everything.
Twitch and ESL and the viewers are limited. They can't go into the game and input those systems. That has to come from Epic.
Yeah, it's all about watchability and maximizing the most important parts of that watchability. So,
but like also when you think about like the grand scheme of Fortnite, Epic in my opinion, don't really care that much about esports because they make so much money off, casual players where they don't want to focus too much on it, but they can't ignore it. So you just, if you have $100 million and you just throw it at esports, you're going to have the biggest game, obviously, because no other game does that. So even if it's not the best viewing experience, it's not polished, it's not balanced, there's all these issues with it. If you throw enough money at it, it doesn't matter. People will still play, and that's what's happening now.
And people will still play just for the sake of being good, not even because they enjoy it.
When you got that much money. But I mean, hopefully that they have some people dedicated to making it better, which I think they're doing, because you can see like every tournament that comes up, it's getting better and better with how they're communicating with the community and extra things that they're doing with the streams and in-game balancing, and just I do think that they're going forward, not backwards, which is important. So it might take even a year, 2 years to get it to that point where we're imagining, where it's actually really great to watch, but they're not. I don't think they're there yet. But hopefully, like they can put enough resources into it to keep it rolling, so that other games like Apex don't, I guess, overtake and kill Fortnite. Like I don't think Fortnite will ever die. Well, not.
I feel like it's gonna die. I feel like it will die eventually, but I don't think it's gonna die.
Like who knows, man? Like everyone.
It was just massive. I gotta admit, it was a global phenomenon, which is just crazy. It's a little unsettling to me, with my background being a game developer myself. Seeing them have this kind of reception to their game where they've got literally hundreds of millions of players, and then they make hundreds of millions of dollars off it, to the point where they can waste $100 million on tournament prize money. And then seeing them do it, evidently they've done things, but they haven't really. I feel like they've kind of got swept under the rug almost immediately after doing them. And you just don't see anything. And there's just no regulation. There's no setup. There's no actual easy access way for somebody to go who doesn't understand games, who doesn't understand esports, doesn't understand Fortnite, just wants to support their kid. Go in and be like, oh, I can see what they're doing. I understand. There's no easy readability to Fortnite, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, and they were kind of dropping the ball when they didn't have any competition. Like before Apex came out, they were the biggest game in the world. There was no one that was even close. So You know,
And they
they
thought
just
they were going to be like that forever.
yeah. And then as soon as
Yeah.
Apex came out, they were like, update, update, update. Let's fix this. Let's fix this. Let's bring out new cosmetics. Like they did everything so quickly because of the pressure of
Yeah.
Apex just like
And they made
overtaking.
errors. Like they broke stuff because of the
Yeah.
rapid
In
the
fact, they made
rapidness that they were putting things out.
Yeah.
They just broke it. Yeah.
And even if they didn't break it, they also just made poor decisions. Like putting that giant sword in the game decimated. I mean, it was a nice, like, cool idea, and like doing all of it could have been really cool, but like it decimated the esports scene. It was removed from competitive play almost immediately. Like it's decisions like that where you kind of have to take a step back and be like, yes, they've got crazy amounts of money. Yes, their game has been exceptionally successful. But realistically, what games has Unreal made? They've made Unreal Engine 4, which is a massive success. They made Unreal Tournament, and they made Arc. Arc does not have a great credibility rating by any means.
Ooh, not at all.
So thoughts regarding Epic and all that stuff, it's mixed, but